Alright, today I'm going to be working on this clay to get this ready for a show, or not a show, but for a display down at Mountain Trails Gallery in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I'll be taking this and a couple more clays down there on Tuesday. So I've got to get this presentable. I'm not completely done with the headdress yet, or anything really. I've set it aside to work on other things, and I'm going to have to work on this now for a while. So I'm going to take the parts that I need to take apart and work on parts that I need to work on. This clay used to be part of a full figure, but it sat too long in clay and the figure started twisting and collapsing on itself because of the weight of the clay. And so this is all I could save was basically from right here up. I need to increase the length of this, I think. Yeah, no, just do a square. I'm doing the flap. It's going to be a beaded flap that hangs in front of his shirt. I'm going to be working on this Monday too. This is Saturday right now. By the way, I want to thank everybody that's purchased my video, my DVD of how to sculpt a male bust, and just want to thank everybody that purchased one. I'm going to be don't know what I'm going to do next as far as my DVDs go. I'm thinking I might do one on a horse next, because there are a lot of people who love to do horses and they keep asking me to do it. So I think that's probably the next DVD I'll make, and I've got to find time between my web video that I'm working on of the Indian woman and baby and the approaching storm piece, the two Indians and the horse. The horse is. So it's probably going to have to wait for a little while, but I'm going to try to get to it as soon as I can, because there are a lot of people who want to sculpt horses. What I'm doing is making kind of like a shorthand of a row of beads, and I'm going to use one of these tools that I got from sculpturedepot.net. It's got a serrated edge on three sides, different variants of serrated edge, and I just go like that, and it indicates beads without having to make each bead or put actual beads on it. I got another one around here. Yeah. What I'm doing is just making some leather thong that will be a decorative stitching around the edge of the flap. And I'm just rolling out the clay, and when you roll the clay so it doesn't start flipping around, you just have to be real careful with it and just Give it a constant pressure, but not too heavy to make the clay flip around. It takes a lot of practice, but you get to feel under your fingers the thicknesses, and you can even it out fairly easily after a while. And just have patience, basically. So I just start placing the thong just like that. It just adds a nice little detail that tells a little bit of a story. Alright, now what I'm going to do is have some ermine hanging down and sort of covered up by the blanket. Ermine is a weasel type creature that you can see crawling around the rocks up here in the mountains. It's white and just beautiful, beautiful fur and a long body on them. And that's what's hanging off his shoulder here, is ermine skins with a red twine wrap around the top part. Ermine to the Native Americans symbolized long life. Now, using the same serration on the edge of the tool as I used for these beads so that they all look the same, I'm going to go ahead and start indicating the beadwork by starting from the groove that I put into the beads and working towards the outside edge. I ended up having to turn on the fan. Had some people come by and sit and visit for a couple minutes, so back on it. That's what happens in the summertime. People come to visit. But you haven't seen all year because they live out of state. Well, there's a powwow going on up over in Virginia City, and it's the first powwow of its kind. Last night I went up there to watch it and became part of it. I was asked to take part in the Veterans Grand Entry, and so I marched in to Indian beats of drum and stuff like that and singing, which was really stimulating. And then right behind me were ladies that were dressed in traditional Shoshone dress. It was just unbelievable. And then a Lemhi Shoshone gentleman, probably in his 90s, got up and offered a prayer, and he did it in his language, and he made sure everybody realized that the land we're on now used to be lived on by them, and that was kind of a cool thing. It ain't been that many years ago. It's as if I never cut it off. I don't know how much of this hair is actually going to show, because I'm going to have Ermine hanging off of the headdress, and but I've got to have it there. All right, that's the protector. And I'm going to get back on this on Monday. This is going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Has a good face on it. I've got to do the quill, Sundance quill, that would come from the crown of the headdress out to here. I've been invited to a couple of Sundances, but up at the Blackfoot Reservation in Browning, but just never been able to line my time up with their time, because I'd be doing a show someplace. All right, I think I'm going to, yeah. All right, see you Monday.